he found himself in a place where suicide looked like the best option to stop the pain, the screaming, howling darkness of pain that had flooded his entire being. And then he said, you know what? I think if I die, that is a better place to be than here.
I know I can't ask you what it feels like, though, when you don't die, because you have not attempted suicide, have you? Like, apart from you. So were you relieved when you didn't die?
I don't
Well,
think
you didn't do it
was.
to die, actually. You did it to end it.
Yes, I did it to just relieve myself of all this. Because living with chronic illness, let's face it, the pain in living with the chronic illness is not just physical, it's emotional. And it's a running battle between your body and your mind. So you just want to, anything just to
End it
all. And it takes
Did you think about your parents, your sister?
At that time, oh boy, let me use Nigerian English. You will not even think anything near that. When that pain comes, your mindset is that, let me just end it.
Okay, I think I should end it here for now. We can take a break, because I have some people, in the course of the program, we have some questions that have come in. I'll take a break and I'll return to those questions if you don't go away. Maybe you have yours, but we're going to scroll how you can reach all three and how to ask them more questions. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I think the first question, is depression normal? Okay, let's talk to you. Is depression normal? Is there something that makes it a way of life? I told you I'm functionally depressed.
I wanted to take you up on that term of functional depression. A lot of people call it functional depression, but I call it situational.
What that means is you're sad, but you move on.
Yes,
you
because
can
of a situation.
Function.
You're depressed because of a situation. If that situation changes, you're back to who you are.
That's what's happening now. This poverty, this hunger.
Yes.
So everybody is sad. So everybody is literally depressed.
Once there is a breakthrough in the economy, everybody gets back. That's why I drew the analogy of, on Sunday evening, you think of work on Monday, and like, oh, Monday has come again. But once Monday starts, you seem normal because your routine has begun. Once Friday evening hits, you start, thank God it's Friday, thank God it's Friday. Everybody wants to party, wants to relax. But so over the weekend, you've forgotten about work completely.
So are you saying depression is normal?
So I'm not saying depression is normal. I'm saying that depression can come in because of a particular situation and then change when that situation is removed. So a lot of people who use the term depression. It's actually not that they are depressed, but they are sad about the particular state in which they are in. So just change that state and then they are fine. But when you say you're depressed, it happens over a period of time. Nothing changes.
Okay, let me take the next question. So the next question says, seeking therapy of any sort is shrouded in secrecy in Nigeria. Is your work in any way making this easier? Medical literacy.
So, and that's the reason for my work. First of all is to understand that it's okay. It's okay, even for a doctor. A doctor is a human being.
So we should say, that guy was a doctor and he went to kill himself.
Even times, in the hospitals, doctor, where were you? I was a bit ill. Doctor, they sick. And I'm like, isn't the doctor a human being as well? Doctor already born, you know.
So you think secrecy, people don't agree that they are ill? Mental illness is not something you want to say?
So first is that recognize the symptoms. Before you even talk about secrecy, are you even aware? So there are things we call the 3 levels of delay in accessing health. Level 1 is ignorance. You are ill, but you don't know you are ill. Classic example, hypertension, sometimes in depression as well. So you just know I'm not happy.
Ovarian cancer.
Yes, these things happen, and they're there, and therefore you delay in going to get help.
Okay, I think that's why I scrolled the next question. Can anybody commit suicide, or does it just happen for those with mental disorders?
Anybody can.
Oh, so suicide is a mental,
No, so here's the distinction.
Schizophrenia, what's that?
Suicide.
Yes, it's a psychotic illness. So there are 2 things. Number 1 is it could be a psychological problem, which is where you're talking about a mental state. And it could be a psychiatric problem, which is where the mental state has become a clinical state, something that has gone through a clinical evaluation, in which a professional has seen the person, understands the illness, defined what illness it is.
And
which is something like,
prescribes.
yes, and you know, so we can then tell this person is schizophrenic, this person is psychotic, this person is bipolar affective, this person is depressed.
So it all starts with you, first of all, trying to get your mind right.
In
Like
order.
you, for example, you will talk to people and counsel them, and you'll be able to refer them to a psychiatrist.
Depends on the
And vice versa.
the state of the person. Sometimes even a psychiatrist can refer them to me.
Psychologist.
Sometimes I have to refer them because I don't prescribe drugs. So if after my evaluation, my analysis, I see that okay, this person needs to take some mood drugs,
Stabilizers.
some mood stabilizers, which I can do. I refer the person to a psychiatrist. If the person went first to a psychiatrist, and psychiatrist says, okay, this is more of emotional than psychotic, it refers to a psychologist. The truth of the matter is emotions run like a roaring sea. Emotions run like a roaring sea. And it's the same with every form of emotion. When you feel loved, when you feel angry, when you feel hungry, it all pushes you to do something. Now, how you now undo that emotion is what differs.
So I want us to round up now. As we are seeing this more increased number of cases, and we know that the situation in the country is really very bad, financial-wise, people can't feed. So the fear is that many more people are going to take this as an option since they know that at least that bridge I can jump off in Lagos. So I want us to round up with one word that helps people to understand how to check this thing.
Okay, so first thing, early detection and diagnosis leads to early treatment. Now, for early detection, you need to understand the warning signs.
So share some of them with us.
When you talk about depression, there are usually three things. Number one, the person feels sad for most of the day, for many days in the week. And that he has told us a few things about that. Number two, the person doesn't take pleasure in the usual thing the person takes pleasure in. So this person likes eating, this person likes going out. He just doesn't find as much pleasure in those
Number
things
three.
again. And then number three is that you usually find changes in the person's sleep patterns. The person either sleeping much more than usual or sleeping much less than usual or more restless. When you find those three things, that trifecta, in people, help them get help on time.
You were telling me something about if you notice certain patterns of behavior.
Yes. For example, when I was going through my own episode, I had a particular corner in my room where I sit. Just myself and my laptop. Nothing bothers me anymore. I'm not concerned whether anybody's at home or whether anything is going on.
So they choose one spot to sit.
One spot. If such a person has a laptop, that laptop can be the person's friend.
But these days, everybody is doing social media.
Yes, you can still decipher. You can still differentiate if that person has changed or has swung into another mood. Okay, the person stops going out.
Doesn't like
Let's
to
go. I'm not interested. I'm not just interested. My concern basically has been to people around. I encourage everyone to be vigilant.
So the
Watch over your neighbor.
Be your brother's keeper.
Don't just love by words of mouth. Love with your actions.
What are your own final words?
Talk to someone. And
Men, you
if-
see, that's about men being the most...
Yes, we
men-
bottle things a lot, and we don't talk. And if you can't talk, there's a thing that worked for me, and people recommend it. Write a journal. Pour and rant on a journal, on a diary. Just pour and rant.
And you just
Vent.
might publish it someday. And go back.
No, it's not necessary that you publish it, but it's just a way of relieving
Diffusing the
yourself.
tension.
Yes. And then when you look back at what you write, you probably realize that it may not have been as bad as it was.
Thank you very much for being my guest. I just do quick handshakes to say thank you. Thank you
too.
very much. And thank you for watching. We're going to have a part 2 of this, trust me. Because people say motivation can be an answer, but this is beyond motivation. I'll be examining that in the next edition of this show. We'll see you again. Bye.